Hey everybody, Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, and today we don't have a viewer request video, mostly because I've gotten caught up, which is pretty awesome. Although I do have one to do that'll be coming here and probably later today. But without further ado, let's get straight into another deck tech video. If you want to see your commander be made into a deck tech, drop the commander in the comments down below. If you have a commander deck that you want to be see featured on the Hidden Gibbon, go ahead and drop the link to the Moxfield in the comments down below. I will make sure to feature it, give you full credit for it, obviously, because you are the creator of that deck. Or if you have a deck that's not working out right and want to see what I might be able to do to fix it, drop that link down in the comments below, and I will try to do my best to help you out. But without further ado, let's get into Valgavoth, Slay Some Souls. So we have Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. Oh my goodness. He's a 4/4 with flying, ward, pay 2 life. Whenever an opponent loses life for the first time during each of their turns, put a 1/1 counter on Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls, and draw a card. He's pretty straightforward Rakdos Pain Commander, and let's see what we can do with him. And hopefully, I will survive tonight on my way home from a blizzard. If you don't see any more videos, it's because the blizzard got me. But what creatures do we have here? This is going to be a pretty standard, straightforward package. We have Blood Artist. Whenever this creature or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. We have Bloodseeker. Whenever a creature an opponent controls enters, you may have that player lose 1 life, which then, obviously triggers our Valgavoth. We have Deadpool Trading Card. He steals other people's stuff. I love this card. Everybody hates this card, but I adore him. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Whenever a player casts a spell with converted mana cost of 3 or less, Eidolon of the Great Revel deals 2 damage to that player. Fate Unraveler. Whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to that player. Harsh Mentor. Whenever they activate the ability of an artifact, creature, or land on the battlefield, if it's not a mana ability, Harsh Mentor deals 2 damage to that player. We have my Scornful Striker. I opened up like a million of these in my, here they are. I opened up 2 foils and 2 non-foils in my avatar stuff. And she says, first strike, and whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. Yes, that does include you, but you know what? In Rakdos, we aren't here for a long time. We are here for a good time. Mogus, God of Slaughter, indestructible, and as long as your devotion to black and red is less than 7, he isn't a creature. However, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Mogus deals 2 damage to that player unless they sack a creature. We have Rampaging Ferocidon. Players can't gain life. He has Menache. And whenever another creature enters, Rampaging Ferocidon deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. We have the Rug of Smothering. Whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 1 life. For each spell they've cast this turn, Eat It, Storm. We have Scrawling Crawler. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses 1 life. We have Screaming Nemesis, so that way people can't gain life ever again. We have Sizen, Perverter of Truth, which is just like a Howling Mine ability, but draws everybody 2, and they lose 2 life. Shieldred. We all know what Shieldred is here. We have Silent Arbiter, so no more than 1 creature can attack or block. So somebody who assembles a massive Avengers-like army to come after you, which will probably try to happen, you have Silent Arbiter here to be like, no. 1 at a time. We're Battle of Sterling bridging this. We have Solfim, Mayhem Dominus. So if a source would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals double that much instead. We have the Lord of Pain, Menace, and your opponents can't gain life. And whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, choose another target player. The Lord of Pain deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to the chosen player. We have Torbrand, so our stuff does 2 more for damage if it is red. We have Unstoppable Slasher, who is very unstoppable. He slashes, he takes people's lives away, and he comes back with some stun counters on him. For the longest time, I didn't think he had legs. I literally just thought he was driving around on his little saw blade there. I did not realize that was his arm. Yep, I'm dumb. Valgavoth, Terror Eater, he's a good old 9-drop demon Flying and lifelink and ward sack 3 non-land permanents. He's a 9/9, and if a card you didn't control would be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. And during your turn, you may play cards exiled with Valgavoth. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than pay its mana cost. We have Zozu. So whenever a land enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to that land's controller. And we have Zuko Conflicted. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen, and you lose 2 life. Draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Zuko, add a red, or exile him and return him to the battlefield under an opponent's control. Sorceries, we have Blasphemous Act and Blasphemous Edict, so that way we can kill everything that's ever existed ever. Chandra's Ignition, so that way we can have our creatures deal damage to everything, also getting rid of everything that's ever existed. Damnation is in here. Exsanguinate, so each player loses X life. And you gain life equal to life lost this way. Feed the Swarm, Sadistic Shell Game, which is a fun little card. Starting with the next opponent in turn order, each player chooses a creature you don't control. Destroy the chosen creatures. We have Silent Blood. We have Torment of Hailfire and Toxic Deluge. Man, I was hoping the Secret Lair would lower the price for Torment of Hailfire, but I guess not. Instance, we're running 13. We have Blood Pact, draw 2 cards, target player draws 2 cards, lose 2 life. Bolt Bend, which, lets us redirect something. We have Chaos Warp. We have Dark Ritual to help us get our stuff out faster. We have Fell the Profane for removal /land. We have Imp's Mischief, which changes the target of a spell with a single target, and you lose life equal to that spell's mana value. Infernal Grasp, destroy a creature, you lose 2 life. Lightning Bolt, Price of Progress, redirect lightning. This card is very strong. You can pay 5 life or pay 2. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. We can terminate Synth. We have Last Agni Kai, so we can get a whole bunch of red mana. And it's a red fight spell. We also have Withering Torment. For our artifacts, we are running the Ankh of Mishra. Gotta have the good old Ankh in here. Whenever a player puts a land into play, it deals 2 damage to them. We have Barbed Wire, so at the beginning of each player's upkeep, a Barbed Wire deals 1 damage to that player. We have Basilisk Collar to get us some lifelink, since we too will be losing life. We have Copper Tablet, deals 1 damage to each player during his or her upkeep. We have Crawl Space, which no more than 2 creatures can attack you each combat. We have the boots that are made for walking to protect ourselves. We have a Lotus Petal for mana. Mithril Coat for some protection of our Valgavoth. Shadow Spear for some lifelink. Whip of Erebos for some lifelink. And then the Soul Stone to bring our stuff back after our opponents kill it. Then we have our enchantments. We have Descent into Avernus. I love this card. I play this card in most red decks. It is really strong. Burns everybody out, gets treasures, and just speeds up the game. We have ourselves Forsaken Waste. Players cannot gain life during each player's upkeep. That player loses 1 life. And if Forsaken Waste is the target of a successful cast spell, so if it's the target of a spell, that spell's caster loses 5 life. Pestilence is in here. We have Roiling Vortex. We have Spell Shock. Whenever a player casts a spell, it deals 2 damage to them. Spiteful Visions lets everybody draw a card and they take a life. And Sulfuric Vortex. Players can't gain life, and it deals 2 damage to them. For our lands, we're running a Command Tower Summit. Lots of the Rakdos lands. A little bit more budgety on the mana base here, right? We're not running anything super heavy, mostly because a lot of our. So I like with a lot of my builds, I kind of do the opposite of a lot of people. I go cheap on my mana base and I go expensive on my cards in, because I think that you can still operate a deck pretty effectively on a cheap mana base. But let me know what you think of Valgavoth here. Do you think he will slay some souls? Do you think that the soul that will die is probably you first at the table when they see that you're playing a group slug deck? As always, I am Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.